Hello, everyone. I am live on Google Hangout. Just give me a second because I'm going to do a live stream on Facebook as well. So just give me a moment while I get set up. Attraction and business. Okay. Hello, whoever. I have people watching on Google Hangout right now. Hi, you guys. Just give me a second. I'm gonna be live simulcasting on Facebook Live as well. So just give me a second so that our colleagues over at Facebook can also see me. Hi, everyone. Thanks for waiting. It's a little crooked here, but okay. So this is a bit of an impromptu, well, kind of impromptu live stream that I wanted to do today. To be honest, we're going to be pretty off the cuff, but pretty much if you have any questions, any comments, mostly around how to incorporate um, or the proper ways of incorporating Feng Shui and metaphysics and law of attraction into your business, then this is the forum for us to be talking about that today. So I'm just gonna enable chat as well on Google Hangout. And those of you who are watching me on Google Hangout, if you can see the chat that I've just posted over there, please reply so I know that you guys can see that function, because I would like this to be a bit of a interactive one. So you guys can submit your question and they will appear on my screen so I'll know to answer you guys. And those on the Facebook Live, thanks for watching me as well. Also feel free to tell me who you are, where you're watching me from, how you initially found me. Like, is it from YouTube? Is it from Facebook? Is it from Google, or just, from my website? I'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, so for the live stream today, I really, the reason why this came about really is because I was shocked, to be honest with you. I was shocked when all the feng shui enthusiasts out there, they know to use feng shui for their home, right? But when I actually broached about using feng shui for business, for their business space, to feng shui uh, their office. If you're a retail store, you want to feng shui how your products are being displayed and things like that. People never actually thought about doing that, about applying feng shui for anything outside of the home. And feng shui really can be used for any aspects in life, but it's a very, very powerful tool um, on for business. So Flower Yang over at Facebook is saying that found me on YouTube. That's perfect. Flower, remind me where you come from again. I don't remember, but thanks for watching. And so, yeah, so when I have this realization that people, and I know a lot of feng shui enthusiasts, when you grab onto feng shui, you're kind of like eat, sleep, breathe feng shui, and you're arranging and rearranging your furniture maybe for the 20th, 30th time. Your spouse or your family is starting to think that you're going crazy, right? Who, if anyone's been in that situation, raise your hand, right? So you've done all the reading, all the research. Wisconsin, uh, that's amazing. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I have quite a lot of people watching me on Google Hangout as well. Please let me know where you're watching me from. Please say hi. I believe there should be a text box on your right side of your screen where you can actually send me questions. So I'd love to answer some of your questions here. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, the fact that a lot of the feng shui enthusiasts that I know, you put in so much time and effort into learning feng shui, and yet it's a pity that it's only applied for the home. So for the office, and for in case you guys don't know who I am, this girl who's just rambling on about feng shui. My name is Safrina Kadri. I'm the founder of Feng Shui and Prosper, and I have been a feng shui consultant for 8 years now. The main thing that my main mission as a feng shui consultant really is to help people break through a lot of myths that are very prevalent out there in terms of information about feng shui. They not only confuse you, they not only waste a lot out of your time and money, because a lot of them make you feel like you need a certain kind of, Chinese looking object in order to get certain shifts in your life. You really don't need all that. How So I want to help you really tear apart what's real feng shui, the true form of feng shui, and what I call fast food feng shui. If you followed me for any amount of time, hey Cecilia, I was gonna text you right before this, but I just got busy. Sorry. um, what was I gonna say? Uh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. That's the problem with these live streams here. But um, yeah, so that is part of my mission in terms of, fast food feng shui, right? I want to help you guys really determine what is true feng shui and what's fast food feng shui. If you guys have never heard that term, fast food feng shui is, the information, the books, the online information that make you think you're doing feng shui, but it really is not. It's a severely diluted form, sometimes, not even any form of the classical way, right? It's just something to soothe the modern day consumer who wants easy steps, who wants to just buy something and think that it's going to solve their problem. I wish feng shui was as easy as that. And believe me, I get questions over and over again. Hey, Safrina, if I buy this keychain, will it make my business prosper? If I it's usually like keychains and amulets, like the little things like that. And my reply usually is, that's not important. The important thing is to feng shui your home and feng shui your business, if you have a business, right? Hey, Jolanda, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. So, so when you can't whenever I get questions about, hey, Safrina, if I buy this keychain or if I buy this amulet or a bangle or a necklace or whatever alone, on its own, is it going to change my life? I will tell them as politely as possible, no, it's not enough. You need to shift the energy at home, shift the energy in your retail space, in your office, in your headquarters, if you want to see real solid changes. And then after you've done all that, if you want to wear your best colors based on your Chinese birth chart, where I help my clients to determine what are their best elements, if you want to wear your best colors, then that's fine. If you're astrologically afflicted, and I do sometimes ask my clients to wear certain astrological animal as a accessory, that's fine too. That's an additional boost to properly done feng shui space, okay? Because that is the most important part. If you don't address the bigger issue, then just doing the little stuff, the little keychains and cute little amulets and stuff, that's not going to give you any results. So I'll tell you this right now, that just save your money, don't buy all those things. And I'm saying this because almost every day I get an email or Facebook message about this, so I'm just going to address that right now. So how many of you, those of you guys who are watching me right now, how many of you have your own business, or maybe thinking about starting a business, or whether it's offline or online? Okay, I'm gonna check if I can see people actually commenting here on Google Hangout. By the way, if for those of you who just joined me a little bit later, I'm looking at two different cameras here. I'm live streaming on Facebook. Hey guys. And I'm also live streaming on Google Hangout. So that's why if you see my eyes darting up and down, then that's the reason why. And I want to be able to, be 50-50 in terms of my focus to you guys. So I know I have the topic here: Feng Shui, metaphysics, law of attraction, and business. Jolanda, I know you have your business. Jolanda is actually, I don't know if you're okay with me saying this, but we're actually part of a business mastermind group. Very highly ambitious, go-getting women. So it's really, really amazing to be part of that group, coaching group. And we'll maybe talk about coaching a little bit as well in there. So I have my topic, but to be honest, I really wanted it, in terms of what I cover on the stream, I really want to be serving and supporting you. I, you know, I have things that are fluidly, topics that are fluid in my mind, but tell me what you want to learn in here, okay? Maybe you're thinking of Flower saying no business, just home and life. Okay, not a problem. But if, or even for those of you guys who are watching right now, if you feel like this is something that your friends or family who do have a business, I'm not saying that if you don't have a business you can't watch. I warmly welcome everyone. But if you feel like there's someone else that would gain some value from this, I would love, and I would be honored if you guys would share the link to this, okay, so they can join us for the live stream. So the reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of people think that just because I'm a Feng Shui consultant, that my life is going to be great, or just because, hey Najwa, good to see you. I think we're going to be talking on Thursday for my Q&A call. That's awesome. Just because I'm a Feng Shui consultant doesn't mean that there are no challenges in my life. It doesn't mean that there are no challenges in my business even. And as much as I believe and really incorporate metaphysics into my life, and I do believe in law of attraction, like I do my visualization, I do my affirmation and stuff like that. Those of you who have followed me long enough, you know that I do not prescribe on the idea of just sitting on your bum and meditating or visualizing and thinking that things are just going to happen out of thin air, right? You have to meet things halfway, right? So you're doing your Feng Shui, you're doing whatever metaphysical practices that you have, whether it's crystal healing or chakra healing, or sound therapy or whatever it is, as well as all of your law of attraction work. So that's great. That's all energetic work, right? Feng Shui is outer energy. You're making sure that you're aligning with the best prosperous energy as possible, but you also need to work on your inner energy, right? And that's the part that that is hard. And I tell my clients all the time, especially those with businesses, and I say, it's easy to move furniture for Feng Shui. It's easy to paint your walls a better color. It's easy to put certain remedies or activators based on my Feng Shui recommendation. But I caution them that the hardest part of wanting to change their lives really is the inner work, in terms of what you think and what you feel. And believe me, I go through this all the time as well, right? To be honest with you, I'm at a point where I'm up leveling my business, and it is some scary stuff. Some scary inner stuff that is coming up for me, that is asking me to really face. Because the idea of breaking into a certain income level, especially if your money thermostat is low. Like if you've been so talking about money thermostat, if you've been making, let's say, $2,000 or $3,000 a month for almost the whole of your career, right? And all of a sudden someone is giving you the opportunity, maybe a business venture, maybe investments or whatever, where you could potentially be making 5 digits, right? Of course, intellectually, you love the idea, right? Like, oh my gosh, financial freedom. I can finally go traveling, go do whatever, maybe retire early, right? All that. But when the rubber meets the road, or when things start happening, then your faith is likely to shake. And if you feel that, if there is some sort of a self confidence or self worth issue about not being worthy of making 5 digits in income monthly, not annually, if there's some issues with that, if you're on shaky grounds in terms of that, even with all the feng shui that you do, you're still going to be stumbling in breaking that income ceiling. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? The outer work needs to meet the inner work. And that is actually the harder stuff, because in terms of law of attraction or doing any metaphysical work, and by the way, tell me what other metaphysical stuff you guys do. I've been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs lately, and we were talking about chakras and, working on your chakras and how it helps you with your business. Some people use crystals to boost prosperity. Some people use, whatever it is. Feel free to tell me what you're currently using and hopefully you have incorporated into your business. But I get a lot of people asking me, sorry if I'm just kind of darting here and there, but I do get a lot of people asking me what is my day to day? What do I do in my daily business life? And it is a little bit harder now with a baby. So my ideal day, it's not always like this, but I do try to do it this way. My ideal day is, sometimes my baby wakes me up around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And once I would feed her and I would put her back to bed. So you guys may know that I have a 9-month-old. And then if I can't go back to sleep, then I'll do my meditation, my visualization, my affirmations, and my journaling during that time. So usually that takes about an hour. And I really like to plan out my day as well. So I have like a productivity planner that our coach, my coach, has given me. And I kind of tweaked it a little bit, but if I have enough time, then I plan out my day in terms of, okay, what's the top 3 things that I need to do? Maybe emails that I need to finish, or reports that I need to send out, or, people that I need to follow up with, things like that. And in my meditation, I feel it is really important, especially as a business owner, to always find ways to manage your stress, to always find ways to get back to center. Especially if you start your day and you're all like strong internally, it makes a big difference in the day. And I've seen it in those days that I don't get to do all these things in the morning. It's a really big difference energetically throughout the day. Like my energy will be a little bit weird. My productivity is not as high as it should be, right? So when I meditate, it's many different things. It really depends on what I feel like doing that day. But I would meditate, and you guys can try this. Meditate with, let's say, one powerful word, right? It could be, I am worthy. Well, that's not one word, but you could just meditate on that, and just it's a form of meditation affirmation almost, right? I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. Or, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur like me, sometimes your mantra can be service, 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 because, business is a service to the world, right? Especially if you have a product or service that can really bring change into your clients and customers and patients' lives, right? Another mantra that you can try, uh, or if you're in a situation in your business that's a little bit precarious, let's say, and you're really stressed out, you can even just meditate on peace and calm, peace and calm, peace and calm, right? So in terms of visualization, there's a couple of different varieties that I use. So I would, two that I really like is one, I would visualize my perfect day for that day. So let's say if I have a consultation or if I have a meeting, anything like that, I visualize how I want to start my morning, my afternoon, and how I want to end my night, right? Um, so it's pre-paving. I think it's Abraham Hicks that came up with this term of pre-paving, where you're laying down the foundation for the day. And hi Ray, hi Jima, thanks. I always get tips for your talk. Oh, I'm glad you really like it. And then when I visualize, my favorite visualization is really me. I visualize that my perfect and ideal clients are out there. So I'm almost like a little satellite dish, like a little radio station, and I'm putting out waves of, I'm putting out the energy of service through my Feng Shui consulting, through my, business coaching and things like that. By the way, I am doing business coaching. Some of you guys may not know that. And then I'm also at the same time visualizing the ideal client that I would like to serve, the ones who are committed to, to put in the effort and the investment and the time needed to boost their, not just their business, but to change their lives. Because sometimes I do feel like, I'm more committed in success than my clients are, which is a really weird position to be in. And so when I do that visualization, I'm like that satellite dish, putting out the waves of, almost like casting my net, and then visualizing that it is only picking up the clients that are the highest and best for me. And I love that term, highest and best. And I think I read that first from Catherine Ponder. Again, she's a huge law of attraction teacher. She's not as a little bit underrated, actually. A lot of people don't talk about her, but in my previous video on YouTube, I do talk about Catherine Ponder and her amazing book, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. Pick that up if you haven't. But I believe she's the one who first came up with the phrase highest and best good for me. So whether or not you have a business, if you're trying to attract relationship, or if you're trying to find a new job, that's the mantra that the phrasing that I really love is that, when you do your meditation or when you do your affirmations, is that at the end, always say that you are thanking the universe or God or spirit guides, whoever you want to say. You are thanking them in advance for your highest and best love partner, highest and best client, highest and best job, career option, right? And why do I feel like it is, or even the other phrasing that I do use once in a while is the most benevolent outcome. And why I feel this is really important for your law of attraction work is because, and if you guys have been reading up on law of attraction or whatever, anything metaphysical or spiritual, there's the idea of your higher self and the ego mind. And I have mentioned this before in some of my more maybe older videos. Sorry, I needed a sip there. So if you guys watch TV, sometimes there's the scenes where there's the devil and there's the angel on the character's shoulders, right? So the devil is really the ego. The ego wants to keep you stuck. The ego wants to keep you in fear, in worry, in lack, in anger. Whatever is the lower vibration of thoughts and feelings, that's the ego's work, is to keep you there, right? Feeling like you have no options, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like, you know, feeling like life will never change for the better. And yet there's the angel on the other side. I don't know which one is which shoulder actually. The angel on the other side will be the one who is telling you, you can do it. You are worth it. You are, you know, you are so much more powerful than you allow yourself to be or realize that you are. And so when it comes to being in business, there's nothing like being an entrepreneur that forces you into a path of self-development, because there's always something that happens in your business that pushes you to face that devil. And it takes a lot for us to really allow us ourselves to hear the angel talk us through it, right? And believe me, I've gone through this many times. So let's say if it's been a few days and there's been no new income coming in, and the worry and the fear starts creeping in. Well, in law of attraction, what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on the income not coming in, you're focusing on you're allowing yourself to feel more fear and to feel more worry. Guess what? You are attracting more and more into your business. More fear and worry, and more days of no sales, no clients, no patients, right? And so when that happens, you really need to learn a few spiritual tools readily available to you, so that when you feel like you're in a lower vibration, in a lower funk area, that you can get back to center. And usually for me, that's any form of energy healing. It's meditation or visualization is great to help me go through that. If any of you guys know tapping, like emotional freedom technique, I use a lot of that as well, not just for myself, but also for my coaching clients. So that's another tip that I have, because usually by the time people come to me and their business has been slow for months, like months, it's to a point where they can't, most of them, they can't handle another month like that. They would have to close shop. And they're all stressed out and, not knowing what to do. I remember this owner, this client of mine, she's a spa owner. And I told her, you know what? Just go out, have a girls' night out, have fun, go dancing, watch a movie, have a great time during dinner, maybe get a couple of red wine glasses, a few glasses of red wine in you. Just relax, so that even in a small amount of time, like a few hours of relaxing and not allowing yourself to focus on the fear and the worry, only then will you start attracting the positive, right? When you're laughing, you're joking around with your friends, you're lighthearted, you're allowing joy to come back into your life, you're allowing yourself to feel happy, that's when things start happening, positive things. And even a simple tip of, so this is another tip of getting out of your funk. Find something that you love to do and do it, even if it has nothing to do with your business. Okay? Take an hour or two, whatever it is, like go fishing, go whatever. Personally, for me, if I feel like, kind of like really tired, really stressed out at the end of the day, I actually buy myself a bouquet of flowers, especially flowers that are a little bit hard to find. And I would actually just like have them in front of me, and I would just look at them. I just admire my flowers. And it never ceases to amaze me how that instantly, almost instantly, takes me out of my low vibration. Other things that you guys can do, go to YouTube. Look at videos that are, I'm like a nature person. So if there's like a video of like a sunset or even a sunrise, like those time-lapse video where you see, like, let's say the sun slowly coming up, peeking out from the mountains and it's like a time lapse, or even a time lapse of clouds or flowers opening or anything like that. That makes me feel really, really good. And that brings my vibration higher and higher and higher. And then I'll start doing my work. So that's another thing. Clean up your energy. Okay. Really clean up your energy. Before you do anything important in your business, like let's say if you have a business meeting, or if you're doing like a, signing some business contracts, or even potentially going to court over some legal issues or whatever. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to not go into those situations being nervous, feeling like you don't have the upper hand, right? But really try to bring yourself up to a space where you say, okay, I'm not telling you to be in denial, right? You can tell yourself, okay, this is not the perfect situation that I'm in right now, but I have the resources to pull through. I may or may not know what the solution is for this situation, but I trust in my own ability, and I trust in God, or I trust in the universe to help me through this. Say whatever it is you need to say to strengthen your faith that all is already all right, that the end result, that is the highest benevolent outcome for everyone, is already in sight. You may or may not know what it is. You may or may not even see the possibility of that happening, but at least affirm the possibility, the slight possibility. Even a 5% chance is still a chance. Um, and, so bring yourself out of that funk before you do that sales call, before you go into that meeting, before you go into that courtroom. Okay? Because again, law of attraction will dictate that whatever you're thinking and feeling is what you will be attracting more and more of. And believe me, I've had days where I just want to stay in my funk. I just want to be angry at people, or I just want to be disappointed at certain results, or I just want to be feeling like, a little bit hopeless or helpless sometimes. It happens. I've had those days. And I do admit that it does take a little bit for me to, some days it's just like the ego is winning, right? That devil is winning. It's like, just stay in bed today. Don't work on your business. Just stay in bed feeling bad for yourself and depressed. You deserve to feel depressed. You deserve to feel angry. You deserve to feel like the world is out there to get you, right? I've had those days. But especially if you have a business, you cannot afford those days, really. Especially if you're a solopreneur like me. You don't have a team that can, like, I don't have a team that can take over my Feng Shui consulting. So whatever the work that needs to be done, the important work, it's my work. So I can't be doing a pity party, because then my business would suffer, right? Um, so actually, that is how I start my day. Throughout, that's a bit long-winded, but yeah, just to recap, how I start my day, or how I love to start my day when I can, when I'm not like tired out from lack of sleep, is to do my journaling, my meditation, my affirmations, my visualizations in the morning. This usually takes about an hour, maybe a little bit more. And then throughout the day, I do space cleansing in my home. So I really love resins. So I burn a lot of resins. They do get a lot very smoky, but I really love frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense, I think, is the one that really smokes up the place, but it really cleanses the space as well. So if you've been feeling like, like business is a little bit slow or whatever, you can burn some incense. Just burn some incense or burn some resins, and just walk it through your space, right? Let it permeate your space, your home office, your home, your retail store, your office, right? If you guys have a headquarters, if you're a CEO of a company and you have a headquarters, your office as the CEO is the most important one. So, and I have some clients who are CEOs, and I ask them to smudge, like burn sage and do incense in their office, and they're like, I can't do that. I can't have my clients see that. Um, but um, but then I tell them that, look, you are the head of the company. Whatever energy is affecting you will ultimately affect the rest of the company, right? And the same thing, you can be a solopreneur like me. Whatever energy that is in the space affects me, therefore affects my business. And I want to say as well that while we're talking about this, but by the way, are there any questions? I know Ray talked about gold coins and money frog. I'm not sure if that's actually a question, Ray. Is there a question in there? But I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. Um, okay. So I have a lot of the reason why I believe in combining feng shui and your mindset work is that feng shui on its own can bring you the opportunities, but if your mindset work is not at par with your feng shui work, then you're blocking the opportunities from actually coming to fruition. Or actually, you may cross path with the opportunity, but you're not aware enough that it's an opportunity, and it's happened. Okay. Or you do see the opportunity, and yet fear and worry, maybe lack of self-confidence, holds you back. So it's really important, once you do your feng shui, to not allow yourself to be in a state of fear and worry and panic. Why? Because through your feng shui work, you're activating your three money corners, you're remedying your number 5 and number 7. For those who have taken or are taking my wealth chi course, you're remedying your bomb energy and your robber energy, which is great, right? You have all your salt cures, all your placements down. But if you're constantly in fear and worry, what are you ultimately doing? You're emanating negative energy back into the space. You get that, right? I'm going to say it again. If you allow yourself to stay in low vibration thoughts and feelings, be it anger or fear or judgment or self-doubt, or what are the other feelings out there, disappointment and things like that. Whatever you're thinking and feeling, you're constantly projecting your energy out into the world. So especially if that's all you do, if you're constantly in panic mode, if you're constantly in worry and fear and whatever, you're actually going to be canceling out all the good feng shui work that you've done. There's been many, many situations that I really have to tell my feng shui clients to calm down. Trust that things will start shifting for you. But another way to really amp up that trust is to take action, either action to really calm yourself down or actions towards, getting the result that you want, whatever it is, right? So if for some people it works for them, where if they're in worrying about something, that if they keep themselves busy and they don't think about whatever it is that they're worrying, then do that. Do whatever you need to do so that you're not constantly stuck in that low vibration thoughts and feelings. Okay? Because you can, and I say this all the time, you can feng shui out the yin yang, but if your mindset is not supporting you, then you're only blocking all the feng shui, well, not all, but a lot of the feng shui work or a lot of the feng shui changes that can come. Okay, so that's one thing. So throughout the day, like I said, I cleanse my space, not every day, but like once a week at the very least, or sometimes twice a week, because I really, really love my incense. So so I do that. And throughout the day, I do have my vision board It's on top of my computer right now. So throughout the day, when I'm walking, or I'm sitting in front of my computer, whatever, I look up at my vision board, uh, just to remind myself of my target, of my goal, of my vision, of what it is that I'm wanting to attract. So that's another thing that's kind of subconsciously um, reinforcing itself in my brain. Um, and then most of the time, I just go through my day. And then the end of the day. So this is something I'm trying to do. It's a little bit hard because I love my shows. Like, don't, well, I don't watch the news. It's been many, many years that I stopped watching the news. The only news I get really is off of Facebook. But I don't watch or read anything negative right before bed. I try not to. It is really a conscious decision that I have to make because, like, I love my Walking Dead. I love my crime shows. I love my, other, like, I just started I just started watching The Americans, and it's good. I just finished season 2, but it's all about the KGB and the Cold War and all the killing and the stuff like that. So I try not to just finish watching that and then go straight to bed. No. So remember when I was talking about constantly clearing, right? So at night, I try to end the night with either reading some positive books, right? Or sometimes even a business book. I'll put that in once in a while. But but I'll read. I have a few books. Well, actually, I say books, but it's really on my Kindle, on my phone. So I'll read them before bed, and sometimes there's affirmations in there, a lot of self-development messages and things like that. So I'll read maybe like a chapter or so, and then I would do my hypnosis tapes. It's not my own. I purchased some hypnosis tapes. Sometimes it's binaural beats where they talk uh, like subconscious programming. It's like, someone is at the background talking, saying affirmations, but you can't really hear it. It's kind of really soft, but it is there, and your subconscious brain is actually picking them up. I go to sleep listening to those. Um, and then, like, when I wake up and, whatever, and then I'll just turn it off and, go straight, continue sleeping. So that's my way of, I used to do a gratitude journal, but I don't do that anymore. Maybe I'll do that again. Um, a gratitude journal really is at the end of the night, pick 3 things that you're grateful for, right? That happened throughout that day, and then just write it down in your journal. Again, what you focus on expands, right? So when you're grateful for good things that happen in your life, it can be little things. Like sometimes if I can't think about, anything else, this before I had my, 9-month-old baby, I would say, I'm so grateful for that little baby that smiled at me on the subway when I was feeling really tired, right? That's something that I've put in my gratitude journal many times. Or I am grateful for, the wise words that my master has given me in terms of, in terms of being a Feng Shui consultant and things like that. So I used to do a gratitude journal. I don't do that anymore because I've done I have the other metaphysical tools that I do. And then what I am starting to do now is actually plan my day, my following day. It's a really quick one. It's just, again, jotting down my top 3 priorities. So what do I need to do tomorrow is do this, do this, do this. And then in the morning, I'll revisit that, right? So I really needed that to really keep my productivity high because, I have 2 kids, I have a husband, I have 2 businesses. So I really need to make sure that I use my time as productively as possible. And so again, I can feng shui up the yin yang, but to be honest with you, I bust my butt in my business. I really do. I don't just sit back and leave it to feng shui or law of attraction or my meditation to get things moving for me. I go out there, I email potential clients, because the other business that I have, apart from feng shui consulting that I just started, actually is video marketing. So, for that one, I'm not as well known as my feng shui my feng shui path. But it's me researching potential clients, me drafting emails, calling them, booking meetings, to get things going. Okay. And personally, I really love doing that. It really gets my juices running. So, but I need to be productive, right? And there was something that I wanted to say. Oh, okay. So Ray was talking about, Ray, you just typed out gold coins and money frog. If I understand what you're trying to say here, in classical feng shui, we actually don't use gold coins and we don't use money frog. Okay? Gold coins and money frogs do not bring you money. How many of you guys have tried gold coins and money frogs? Almost all of you, probably. Because to be honest, fast food feng shui is how I got started too. I had a money frog at my door. I had like a wealth vase. It didn't work. That was before I found out that I was doing everything wrong, and you actually don't need those gold coins. You don't need the money frog. Now, the caveat with the gold coins is it is good for law of attraction. It's not a feng shui tool. I've never actually recommended it to any of my clients. But if you believe in law of attraction, and if the gold coins are actually high quality, and if the gold coins, in fact, when you look at the gold coins, even though they might be fake or they might be real, if you look at the gold coins, if they give you the feeling of being prosperous and abundant and rich, then use the gold coins. But that's law of attraction. Differentiate that. That's law of attraction. It's not feng shui. Okay? And I'm actually going to be doing a different video to separate that. Like, there's so many feng shui myths out there, you guys. Decluttering actually is not feng shui either. And I've mentioned this before too. But there's so many feng shui books that's pretty much talking about decluttering in the whole book. And I'm like, this is not feng shui. You cannot find a feng shui grandmaster that talks about decluttering. Go to Asia. They don't talk about decluttering when they talk about feng shui. Well, go to Asia and find the grandmasters. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the people who really know feng shui in and out. They do not talk about decluttering. Now, while it is true that when you let go of things that you don't need, that you create a vacuum. That's law of attraction. When you create a vacuum, then the universe fills it with something else, right? So I'm not knocking decluttering. It is a very good practice, right? But that's law of attraction. That's metaphysical work. It's not feng shui. Okay. Anyone else have any questions? I'm not sure if it's because I'm not getting any because I know a couple of live streams before you guys were actually sending questions, but I'm not seeing it on my phone for some reason. Hold on. Oh, okay. There are actually. Sorry, I'm seeing the Facebook Live now. Okay, because right now my comments are like really, I think it's frozen. I'm not getting any other comments apart from what I got from Ray. So, just give me a second here. And on Google Hangout, I'm supposed to be seeing comments as well, but I'm not seeing anything come in. So I will answer you guys afterwards. Okay. So. Okay, so Najwa is saying, I love this video, Safrina, so much inspiring. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. So really, nothing is, the key really is to be consistent, okay? If there's anything that I need to that I'm asking you guys to walk away from is really to stay consistent. Don't just do your feng shui one off and then think it's enough. It's not, right? Like the ones like my the ones who do full consultations with me, I tell them what to do for their permanent energy, what to do for their annual energy, and what to do for their monthly energy. If you can't if you can't afford a consultation with me, because I do admit I'm not cheap, but it's because after all these years, I realized that I give way more information to my clients than the other consultants do. Okay, because I've seen the reports that some of my clients share with me that the other previous consultants give them, and it's just flimsy. It's so flimsy. The reports that I give my clients, especially the ones who go for the full consultation, they got pages and pages of information from me. It's not double spaced, it's single spaced. Lots of information. So even if you can't do the full consultation with me, if you guys go back to my Facebook page, there's Tracy that I just had a consultation with on Monday. So Tracy just did a Skype consultation with me where we talk about the permanent feng shui energy. She took the Feng Shui 2016 webinar that I did, so she fixed her annual energy. And then she also bought my well, she has a copy of my astrological calendar, and she learned how to do it on a monthly basis too. And she started getting results, right? So sorry, just been dealing with some coughing too. So um, so being consistent, and even the the meditation and the visualization and the journaling. And I have a problem with this, with discipline, especially now with a baby. I just want to, to stay asleep. But if you show commitment, then the universe will show you results. Will be committed to show you a result. You get it? Okay? You get what you give, really. So, um, don't just journal one time and then forget about it. Don't just do a mantra 2 or 3 nights and then forget about it. It's not going to work that way. In fact, like for my wealth cheek, for some of my students, I when you do a mantra, I usually ask them to try to do it 40 days straight to make it a habit. If they lose a day, then they start all over again. It's because I want to instill in them that discipline of being consistent, and not just even in your feng shui and your metaphysical or law of attraction work. In your business things, you need to be consistent as well, right? You can't just go, looking for clients one day out of the week and then leave the rest to just puttering around. It doesn't work that way, right? You need to be, block out your time. I used to do IT sales for a pretty big company, and my clients were hospitals, right? So it's not just like little sales, it's like $1 million sales. Those are the ones that I'm targeting. And so there's this thing that we call block time. So how many hours was that? 2 hours in the morning is, just calling out to clients and also potential clients. And then the rest of the time would be, doing your emails, doing meetings and stuff like that. But there is a sense of time being blocked out for certain activities. So you need to do that for your business as well. Again, solopreneurs out there, it's hard, especially if you work from home. I struggle with this. Sometimes I just want to sit and watch TV, right? But you can't. So discipline is also really important. And the thing is, once you combine your feng shui work and your mindset and your business strategies, then things will really start, you will really see your income doubling and tripling. I kid you not. Okay. And someone asked me about this earlier, so I will touch about it a little bit in terms of how I market my business. Again, I'm a feng shui consultant, but that doesn't mean that clients are just going to fall down from the sky and fall on my lap. Um, there are synchronicities that happen, but I meet my work halfway, right? I meet my feng shui work, my mindset work halfway. So those of you guys, it doesn't matter if you're offline or online, okay? If you have a brick and mortar or if you only have a website. If you're not currently doing social media, you're you're missing out on a lot of money, okay? Or if you're not currently doing Facebook advertising, you're also losing out on a lot of money. Um, some of you may have heard me talk about my Stand Out and Prosper program. It's my business coaching program where I combine feng shui work, mindset work, and marketing stuff. So I actually teach my Stand Out and Prosper. Um, okay, so someone asked me to talk about Stand Out and Prosper a little bit. I won't spend too much time, but I will talk about it a little bit. So my feng shui business is called Feng Shui and Prosper. But in order for a business to really make money and be prosperous, you need to stand out. Your clients need to be able to find you. Like, let's say if they're looking for a chiropractor in your city and you're a chiropractor, there's probably 50 to 100 other chiropractors in your town. How do you make sure that they come to you, right? You need to stand out as the expert. You need to stand out when they're looking for your product and service. So my what I've been really evangelical in is using video marketing such as this, right? Or using webinars, or even recorded videos, uh, YouTube advertising and Facebook advertising to really boost up your presence online. Okay, I've just had one of my students. He's a well, it's a couple. They're healers, and they wanted to charge $1,000 per client, and because they do very, very important work. And so initially they had, remember mindset. So when we first started working together in my Stand Out and Prosper group, he wasn't sure if there would be people who would want to pay him that much for his healing work. And I had to change his mindset in that if your healing work can take away their inner and outer pain, if it gives them insights as to why they're currently sick, and it actually helps them find a shift, then they do need to charge. And I actually did a couple of treatment sessions with them. They're very, very they're very, very powerful healers. And I'm actually going to be doing a Google Hangout with them one of these days. Sorry, you guys. I just have a frog in my throat right now. And so within a few weeks, they booked their first client for $1,000. Something that he was so uncomfortable in doing, not because, mainly because it is his lack of self-confidence that he is worth $1,000. So that's what I do. That's part of the mindset work that I work with my clients, in that if they are good at what they do, it is wrong to be the best kept secret in your industry. Okay, especially if you guys are watching me right now and you have a business, if your product or service can make a change in people's lives and you're not working your butt off to market your business, it's actually a disservice to the world. So I teach them on how to do that. We did the feng shui, we did the mindset, and then part of the Stand Out and Prosper is I also teach them how to start with video marketing, how to take how to do videos straight from their smartphones, how to edit it from their smartphone, what kind of technical stuff that they need. And it doesn't have to be high budget. Like the light that I'm using right now is actually $30. And then how to use social media properly. right? And a lot of people, a lot of businesses are struggling with this. Like there's so many social media out there, you don't know how to really make use of that. So so part of my work with my Stand Out and Prosper students is that I go through the social media platforms that would be the best for their product based on the demographics, and and then they'll build it out from there. So it is a 6-month program, and I'm currently taking students. Actually, it's a rolling enrollment, so people can join anytime. But if any of you guys are interested in that, okay, one of my questions, okay, before I go any further, how did you guys find me? How did you first find me or Feng Shui and Prosper? Was it Google? Was it YouTube? Was it Facebook? Let me see what questions, what answers I'm getting. I know Flower initially said she found me on YouTube, right? Like a lot of businesses out there, if you're not using video, you're going to be left in the dust. And right now, a lot of businesses are actually starting to do video. So if you're not using video in your marketing, as part of your marketing tool, then you are really wasting. No, you're really passing up on a lot of money on the table here. Like a lot of people found me initially from YouTube and Google, right? Because in my 8 years, even as a Feng Shui consultant, I learned the nitty-gritty details on how to get visible via video, and how to be seen as the expert, how to be seen as the credible source in my field, right? I mean, you guys can't argue with the fact that the video does really, really well in this. And statistically, like consumers are, I think the statistics was 67% more likely to purchase from businesses who have video. So if you have a business but you don't have a video, you need to start working on that. Even if you're a business of one, like me, I'm a business of one person. And that really is how I get all my clients. Almost, I would say 95% of my clients are from video. Everything else is referral, right? And so I teach on the Stand Out and Prosper. We talk about how to start using video as their marketing and how to do advertising in Facebook and YouTube. And it's so cheap. Like my advertising budget, seriously, is right now $8 a day. And it's getting me a lot of traction, a lot of people seeing my business where it matters. And it's very, very targeted. I'm not just like blasting my ads out to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. I have my ads up to other spiritually minded people who may or may not have heard of Feng Shui, right? So you guys know I'm all about action as well. So you do the Feng Shui, you do the mindset work, and you do the solid marketing action in order to build your business. So that's my Stand Out and Prosper program. It's 6 months, it's group coaching, and I'm very pleased with the progress that some of my students have seen. So if any of you guys are interested in Stand Out and Prosper, feel free to just inbox me here on Facebook, and I'll, and we'll set up a time and we can talk on the phone to see if it's a fit for you. It's not a fit for everyone, I have to admit, because I'm only taking people who are committed. Because a lot of people, they fear change. They want change, but they fear it. And I can hear it in the voice sometimes, where, they're afraid to commit. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's not the right time for you. If you feel like you're really ready to boost your business, then, we can talk again. Right? So that's pretty much how I deal with my, that's pretty much my day. Of generally how I start my day and how I end my day. Even with a 9-month-old, I do try to put those in. Like my nighttime routine takes about 45 minutes. Yeah, about 45 minutes. So really not a big chunk of time. I am thinking of maybe expanding it to a little bit longer, but we'll see. We shall see. So I will end it here because I have been talking for quite a while now, and I don't think I'm getting any new comments here. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight in terms of how I build my business, how I really combine everything above and beyond feng shui. You guys hear me say that over and over again. I make sure that my feng shui is good, but I don't just depend on that. I make sure my mindset is good, and then my action is aligned with business success as well. So really, really important. And if you guys are in any way wanting to chat about the Standout and Prosper program or learn more about it, just inbox me on Facebook, or even make a comment here under my video in YouTube, and I'll get back to you. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone, for your time, and I'm looking forward to hearing some feedback in terms of what you've learned from this. Hopefully you can, you're coming away from this video with some things that you can start doing, start incorporating into your daily life, into your business. Okay, you guys? Thanks so much. Good night.